Okay, so I was taking apart the school to bring as many projects as I could home so I could work on them at home. Hey, Skip, hope you guys are doing okay in Phoenix. It's crazy. We're good here so far. Actually, hope you got some land out in the desert you can just go drive to and hide out for a bit. But for some reason, I must have grabbed the wrong file because I don't have vocals in here, and there were supposed to be vocals. But because of the way Reaper works, that may not be a problem. So I'm going to go to the project folder on Windows. I'm just going to show WAV files. I'm going to look for the ones that I know are vocal files. I think maybe they're probably the latest files, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so these look like vocal files. We had Andy, Ella, and Valentina. And hopefully I can bring hopefully I can bring these in. So I'm pretty sure these are this one might be a guitar actually, but we'll find out. In fact, I'll select everything except for that one. Not sure why that one's newer. Yeah, it looks like there might be newer basses and stuff. I'm just not sure. So I have I'm just going to drag and drop these in, and it's going to ask me, do I want to put them on a single track or multiple tracks or whatever. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to tell it separate tracks. And see, so now I have a pile of files that are obviously in the wrong place. If I were to play this, actually just kind of sounds like Seattle music, right? But believe it or not, that's not correct. So I'm going to right click these and choose item processing. Now remember, all these files are selected. Maybe I'll see now they're deselected. I'm gonna reselect them all. I'm gonna right click them and then choose item processing. Then move items to source preferred position and watch what happens. So now everything's gone to its correct place and time. Okay. So chances are, there's actually a lot less tracks than these. Some of these are takes, and also they're just spread across the track. So I'm going to try and put them together. And you can kind of see like the names. So I see Ella. So I'm going to put these ones on the same track. And the command I just did there is item edit, move items envelope points up one track / a bit. So that way I just moved them across the tracks. I didn't take a chance of accidentally moving them through time. But if I did, I could just right click them again and choose move items to source preferred position again. So we'd actually be okay there. And as I move these tracks, I'm going to start deleting the extra ones. In fact, let me move these all to the same folder. And I'm just going to start renaming these so I know what they are. Okay, let's see what these are. So here's Valentina. So you see a Valentina 2. So these ones say Valentina 1. This is going to get simpler real quick. And see this one right here, this is probably just a part of a take. This is nothing. I'm going to get rid of it. This is why you're supposed to practice good housekeeping, right? Because it's a good way to get yourself messed up. And I definitely did that. So there's a couple that say Val 1, so I'm not sure if they're takes or if I should separate them into different tracks, but we'll figure that out. And as confusing as this looked a second ago, you see the track count is actually shrinking now, thankfully. Hey, Cedric. Hey, Cody and Dan. Ugh. Okay, so see, this one says Valentina 1 as well. See, I don't know if these are takes or what, but I'm just gonna put these together for now anyway. We'll figure this out in a second. Andy 1. Hey, Maureen. So this one says Andy 1, 2. So I'm figuring these are takes, but we'll figure it out. So here's another Ella 2. And this one just says Ella, so I'm going to assume that's Ella 1. This is probably nothing. You know, normally you end up with a lot of fragments, and this is no exception. So this is going to be Ella 3. And I'm just going to move all these up because I'm going to ditch them in a second, I think. This one says Ella 2. This one says Ella. And that's another 2 tracks gone. Good riddance. This one again looks like a probably meaningless fragment. Let's see.
Oh wait, is Andy's?
Yep. So here's a bunch of, just says Ella. So these are probably takes. I'll move these up for now. I'm going to have to decide exactly what to do about takes, but there is a clue in the name. You can see which one's the latest one. So if I were to put these together as takes, right here, you can actually see 46, 45, 44, 43. So assume this is, you know, the latest take is going to be the one you probably want. But so I'm going to select these. And so this is kind of a dangerous thing because the length of these takes are different. but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to choose take, implode items across tracks into takes. And for some reason, this one didn't do it. Why is that? Okay. I have no idea why that one's not working. Let's see. Let's try this again. Now, the trouble is, this is also part of this take. We'll see what that's about. But I'm just going to put these together and see if this will let me. Nope. Okay. So this isn't the best way to do this, but I'm going to put a sub track underneath that track. So when I get to this area, I'll figure out exactly what to do. Whatever I do to this track will be applied to this track, effects wise, and real time stuff wise. So it's okay. It's just it's not optimal. I don't really cycle through the takes as much as I should either. I end up just using the last take 99% of the time. So. Okay, now this one is Valentina 1. So I have what seems to be 3 takes here. I'm going to make a sub track under the. Move this one here. Put this one underneath. And these guys right here, I'm going to collapse. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, just these. I don't know why. Well, I'll deal with that later. Okay. So I think that's everything. So now we should have vocals. So we're really going to be testing the working on headphones thing to the, so I'm looking at the Sonar Works and the Tone Boosters one. I think Tone Boosters is called Morphit, and I think these are both basically impulse loaders that have like predetermined headphone profiles, so that it's supposed to make your headphones feel like you're mixing on regular speakers. And I actually tried this last year, so I ordered one of the recommended headphones, which was the those AKG K240s that I used to hate so much because they were so hard to fix with if you had to solder them, because they used that aluminum solder or whatever. So right now, I think so what I have to do is edit this to a point where the band, everybody's in isolation. I'm gonna send some stems or whatever so that the other guitar player can record her parts. It's actually one of the original guitar players from Random Weirdos, so that's really cool. So I got to get these. There's actually already some guitar parts, so I'm going to take a look at them now. And you see all these colors. That's Reaper's newer Spectral Peaks. I mean, it really, back in the day, if you had a distorted guitar part, you're in some trouble for figuring out exactly when the notes got changed, right? When the picks got hit. But you can see that every note has a different color here. So it really helps when you're editing, especially distorted guitars. But this is actually a clean DI as far as I know, unless they broke something. Let me check. Yeah, okay, perfect. And I'm using the newer versions of Revolver on here. We'll see about this. We'll see about these sounds in a second. Whoa! Ouch. Pure pain. I don't know how much I have to give her, and I don't know if to treat these as like 3 takes, or do I really want to put 3 guitars down, or what? I figure she's probably going to be doing the best on the final one. Not for sure, but okay. So this one's done almost half an hour before the first one. Chances are this is going to be the best one. It's probably going to be the best one to send to Sloan to play guitar on. So. Let me. I don't know how that's so loud. That's not making any sense. I really like this Revolver, but I'm really hating that it's tied to this USB stick. It's making a lot of trouble, actually. But I'm gonna, let me see if my presets are on here. Please tell me my presets are on here. Oh, they're not. Crap. I thought that I had sent them to Dropbox, but maybe I didn't. Just make sure there's not something weird going on. It just sounds like, for some reason, this is way louder than it should be. Like, there's no way this thing can get all that loud. I don't know what's going on here. So I'm just going to nudge these things a bit. Actually, man, look at that. She is on the money here. It's kind of crazy, huh? So yeah, lots of times, you know, you gotta give people a chance to warm up. So like this first track wasn't looking all that good, but this is pretty silly, ridiculously good on this one actually. There's little bits and pieces, but you know, I kind of leave those in there for reality's sake, right? And you guys might notice this does not at all sound like my normal drums. And I'm not exactly sure why. I'm just not feeling like I'm hearing. I'm still getting used to doing the headphone thing. And but something is just not feeling right in how I'm interacting with Reaper or with the plugins. I'm just, I don't know, I'm real tired. I'm not getting much exercise and stuff, of course, just like everybody else. But, of course, it could be way worse, right? But, yeah, I'm not getting my sounds the way they should sound, and it's really kind of upsetting me. I've kind of put it on the back burner for now. So I, once Sloane's able to start recording her parts, I can look back at why I'm not making this translation to headphones or whatever it is. This is really good. I almost don't want to touch it, but just in case, I want to keep things just so I know where they are. But notice I'm doing very broad cuts compared to here was the bass last night, right? I mean, even still, these are kind of broad edits for me. Kind of just doing every half note or so resolution if I'm even doing that. But this guitar, it's a little bit mushier. The more mushy things are, the kind of looser I think you can leave them. But the way Andy plays bass, it's very percussive. So if it's not on the money, it's going to make a lot more trouble. So let's move it a little bit more, but still not that much. Let's see. That maybe. So, later on I'll go through here and really get crazy. But for right now. Whoa. Now that is something, right? Whoa, wait. Why does that sound bad compared to the other ones? Was she supposed to change notes there? I think so. Let me see. So I'm real bad on the musical end of things. So I'm going to put a marker there. I'll erase the rest of these markers. I'm gonna put a marker there so I know what that is, but I'm gonna listen to the other parts. I assume these are all the same part. I'm not positive. And yeah, you can do multiple regions now. I don't really know how, but. Yeah, I think the bass is wrong here. So I'm gonna look at the second time the bass plays through. Right there. So I'm just going to copy a chunk of that. All right, problem solved, right? So, what is the pick here? You're looking at all these different colors. I'm going with this second part here because that's the way I have this colored. It's possible. Probably doesn't make that big of a difference in a part like this, but you really could go through and figure this out. There's a lot you can learn just take any guitar, just record it, and then turn on the spectral editing and just really, use your play speed adjuster or stretch markers or whatever, and really take a look at what different parts of these sounds are. That's why I'm really working on trying to make some better oscilloscopes and things for VST so that you can do more of that. So chances are that darker chunk is actually the pick. I have it so that the higher frequency stuff is darker. And in fact, let's look at that. So in peak display settings, I mean, it kind of confuses me how it goes back up to blue or whatever, but yeah, I'm not thrilled about that because I don't understand it. But the lower frequencies are the lighter colors. I guess you'd have to get down to super low frequencies to get that low. So it'll get darker as it goes up. And you can kind of look at that as you zoom in. You'll see the waves closer together. So like, in fact, let me find a cymbal track. So here's like your crashes. They're going to be very dark. Whereas a kick drum, or at least the outside kick drum, should be kind of light. See, look how far apart those waveforms are. So here I might have to do a little bit of micro editing, but so let me knock all these in. Okay, so now I've just moved these stretch markers to the grid. I'm going to take a look at this very last one. So don't want it to mess up this one so much. Because I think it's pretty much right on the money, and I know this one is. I'm going to move these guys, which may mess things up later on, so we'll see. So you see that made it all. See, this is where I don't really want to get into micro editing right now, but might need a little bit. My goal with a lot of this is to not mess up the next person who needs to record on it. I want to make sure that it's very obvious what the timing is and when they're supposed to play. Sorry, 1 second. So, I don't know if this arpeggio is supposed to go da 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 or da 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 da, And it's one of those things where if it sounds like you meant to do it, it'll turn out good. And if it sounds like it's an accident, whether or not the listener is a musician, though, they're going to know it. And so I may be going in here and like copying and pasting single notes and really hammering this thing together because it can get pretty important. But for now, I'm not super worried. I'm just gonna kind of move it along here so we can get some work done. I probably shouldn't even be going this detailed right now, but I'm gonna. So sue me. go in and get a little more micro editing in here. A little worried about this one here, so. See, I always find myself when I'm nearing the end of a song, I just start going crazy on the edits, and I know I shouldn't. So I'm just gonna, ideally it's just gonna be a couple tracks here to make this very simple to record. So I'm probably gonna make like stems or something. Make all the vocals into one. I'll just put our new compressor on here and just squish the vocals together a little bit. Let me put a reverb.
So this is how our story ends. Someday can we try? Someday can we try again? Try again. Try again. much of this is due to knowing now who I am. Why did you use the past tense? Saying I was unlike the others. And I would ask you these questions if I thought I knew the answer. So this is how our story ends. Someday can we try?
Okay, so I guess time to have a look at the next song. So mute the other tracks besides the drums. So really, I want to mostly look at the kick and snare here. And I'm just going measure by measure here. And you know, I may not need to do this, but I'd rather have her playing where every one is on the one. So I can deal with that later. I know how much this is kind of a religious argument thing. So I know a lot of you don't like this, but this is how I do it usually. I mean, it depends what I hear on the drummer, but in a band like this, for sure. So I'm doing tab to transient, and then I have a action that drops stretch markers. Then I have another one that'll snap the stretch markers to the grid that I'll use in a bit. And let's see if that's good enough for now. Ooh, that sounded a little unfortunate, right? She's always the fills. I mean, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We could call it like that. Let's see what that does. It's almost like that kick should stay there, and that snares. Snares are in the wrong place. So the snare should really be here. It's going to mess up the kick. Later on, I'll probably mute this kick out because that's the one who's going to make the trouble. This is going to sound weird. Wow, use the tom. down the line. Let's look at this space. And again, I'm going to take the last takes. This one is 21:08. I guess somebody knows military time, right? I don't. So 21:08 is later than 20:41, right? Why is this one calling itself take 3 then? This is kind of a tricky bass part, so it's probably going to take some doing. Oh man, Italy, that's hardcore. Yeah, Michael, this earlier on I was showing I had moved the I was just taking files from work so I could work on them at home, and for some reason I didn't have the vocals on there. The vocals were in the vocal wave recordings were in the project directory. So, you know, with the way Reaper works, you could put them back in and have them go back to where the time code said they were originally anyway. And so that was what I was doing earlier. Now it's just editing this stuff into place. But man, Italy, I hope you're okay. I mean, I guess we're next, but that's nuts. Okay. You know, not that I want to get into super micro editing, but because there's going to be a guitar coming on here, I think I think I need to. Maybe not. I mean, it's just there's something weird sounding about. We're unable to automatically renew your domain. That's not good. Let me take a look at that. Sorry. You know, do I really want to renew ReaperMerch.com or let somebody else have it? I mean, if somebody really wants it, that's cool. Let me see how much money it's going to be. I better check. Sorry. I'll see you guys later. Take care of business that probably don't matter at this time, you know. But